Welcome, everybody. Let's get right into this. Okay. All right. I don't remember how this fight flows, but let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Welcome, Timo. Morning, Gray Fox. Welcome. Oops. Whoops. Oh, we are dead. Yep. Oh, that gets hard to do. We would have died to the soul barb either way. Ah. Yeah, which means I need to start using specials. after a certain point and not the heavies. No, 2 this year, Gray Fox. You're looking at one of them. Blue Marvel, Black Tarantula, and then that was it. But that is funny, JT. Because that's, I mean, there's a number of layers to this for Dvorak. Number one, because I wanted to, right? I was given the opportunity to build a champion for the first time after playing this game for 8 years, and I wanted to make something that was fun to me. We have a bunch of characters that do medium intercepts. I wanted to do something for myself a little bit. But that's not the only thing, right? Like, it's not intercepts, right? Like, that is one of the most persistent misunderstandings about Absorbing Man, that it's not just light intercepts. People use that as a shorthand because that's one of the ways of pausing. But it's light interrupts, right? Not intercepts. And if it was interrupts with mediums as well as lights, he would be way too strong because then it's intercept, it's punish heavy, like it's too much, right? I left it very open for you. You can punish heavies with them, you can punish combo enders into your block, you can sidestep and get credit for it. I left it extremely open, but the trade-off was you had to use lights. And then the third broad thing is that you need to remember characters are balanced around the way that they are. One of the things that you see a lot of players incorrectly do is assume, well, if this character was just easier to play, then I would, everything would be fine and I would be happier with him. Except if the character was easier to play, they might not be as strong. Because when we were tuning Absorbing Man, we were doing so with the understanding that he works the way he does right now. If mediums also did that, then maybe you would have to do it more. Maybe the forms would be shorter, right? Maybe the payoff for morph charges wouldn't be as good. You have to keep in mind the whole picture. That's cool, Casey. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try Strange at some point. Welcome, Samayo. Rude. Ooh. Sidestep is brutal there. You jerk. That's okay. I still got 17 this time. And we die. I don't even care. We got to 18. Yeah, rank 5A1. Welcome, Silver. It is possible to do better, but tricky for sure. Right? No Coliseum tech here. Or no towers tech here. Yes. Yes, it does, Elijah. Like, I'm at peace with the fact that I might not get higher than 18 with Blue Marvel. But I'm pretty happy with that. Fun fact, the debuff siphoner will apply to the soul barb, both on me and on him. If anybody has been using Reed and hasn't picked up on that yet, it's part of the reason why the fight feels good. Thanks for the follow. Oops. Getting a little spicy here. Hey, clubs. Oh, that's bad. Yep. Ah, dead. Yeah, they're... Get up and throw them, maybe? Nope. Okay. I'll take the 16 for now. Yeah, there we go. Fair, bitter. How's it going, dude? It's just you, Samael. It's called confirmation bias. Supposed to is an interesting phrase, Timo. Is it consistent with how Corvus's code works? Is that the way Corvus's code has always worked? Do I know why it's happening? Oh, yes. Is it even remotely logical for that to be the way that it works? No. Yeah, it's a tough one, Dilly. I'll give him some more runs, but I don't want to be agonizing over that. Nice, Pincer. I hope you enjoy him. Nope. I tried. Tried again. Hey, we got one. That was close. No! No, parry, medium, heavy. Whew! No! My wife probably thinks I'm more insane than normal today. Ah, jerk. That is so fast. No! Alright. How? Okay. Rose special immediately. I'll take it. Okay. Yeah. I'll take 26. I will take 26. Anybody else would have been dead at about 17. Oh. Nice, ML. That's impressive. Is that a rank 5 Tigra? I hate when they do that. Sorry, then, sir. I've got another project going on. Oops. Yeah, it's gonna suck. Alright, well. Ouch. We're not exactly crushing the early game with North Star here, are we? I don't know why I did that. Okay, come on. Corvus. Thank you. Sir, thank you. Yeah, I knew I was dead. I should have thrown the special one there. Not bad. He can do better. Rank 4. 20 bars with rank 4 Tiger is very impressive, dude. I don't normally answer those, JT. Nothing personal. I'm just not really a favorites kind of guy. I'm gonna go look at who was released this year out of curiosity to see if people stand out, but it's definitely been a good year. I've seen some people poo-pooing it, but like, Jesus, there's some strong stuff this year. I've really been enjoying Bong and Towers, but I don't think that it's really fair for me to call him my favorite because he was the Battle Pass one, right? Like, he's basically the only one I have ascended. Um, yeah, he's been fine, or he's been fun. So I'll give you like a half answer there. Might need to finally learn how to play Northstar. Yeah, dude, Northstar is so good. He's a Coliseum option like almost every single time. Hold on, I don't want to throw another special 3 here, and so like I hate losing the time, but this is kind of important. Because it is such a waste to throw that first special 2 outside of Speed Burst. Okay. Woo! Threw an outside of Speed Burst, which is unfortunate, but very unfortunate. Yep. Oh, you're a mean one, Mr. Glaive. Jerk. No, I get it, Pincer, and I appreciate it. But yeah, Doom's in good hands. Hey, BK, how's it going, dude? It has been a while. I don't think there's an official list somewhere, although at some point I probably need to set up a bot for the stream so that I can actually do commands that way. I've been so lazy about that for years. But let's see. It's a fun exercise for me sometimes to be. So in order: Absorbing Man, Kate Bishop, Photon, Kushala, Serpent, Luke Cage, Patriot, Deathless She-Hulk, Black Panther, Civil War, Deathless Thanos, Jean Grey, Nico Minoru, Pavita Prabhakar, um, Blue Marvel, Black Tarantula. I don't think I left anybody out. Yeah, I think a lot of people slept on Pixie on her release, but I've been seeing some more of her and people succeeding with her, which makes me happy because it's a really cool kit. Like, I don't know that I've talked about this before, but I think I have, but it's been a while. Early in development, future Ant-Man actually tried to, or Kabam Coop tried to build future Ant-Man with special cooldowns instead of just like the normal system. And apparently Kabam Honeydew had tried before as well, where some early prototypes for Gallon um, were also cooldown based. And it's been very difficult to do, right? And so when Honeydew said she wanted to try it again on Pixie, I'll admit my first thought was like, do we want to do that? But I actually think that she nailed it. In my opinion, the real innovation on Pixie, and I've told her this and the rest of the team, is that I think what makes Pixie work is that it's not just the special attacks on cooldowns, but there are also actions with cooldowns that do not cost power. And I think that's why the kit just flows really well. It takes some understanding and some getting used to, but it's a really cool kit. Yeah, I'm gonna do a good chant. Someday, Dilly. Yeah, I know I need to set it up, Club. If you want to help, I'd be inclined to let you, but I don't know. Just always feel too busy to invest in that. And thanks, BK. I appreciate it. I guess you're right, Big Back, because like it feels silly to me because maybe part of it is just my alliance. Because I feel like a lot of my friends are just massive Honeydew fans. And so I feel like I'm constantly hearing how much people love her. But I think you're right, in the broader community, her stuff does tend to take a little while. Northstar is very good for Alliance Coliseum. He's been a podium for me almost every time we've done this. Yes, my other project is MCOC related. Just not a champion. All right, I'll try one more with Northstar, and then we'll start playing around with some others. That was slow on that wake up intercept. That's my fault. And then I didn't manage his AI there very well. Whoop. This might sound silly this far ahead of time, but I'm pretty excited about the March Champion too. was kind of a waste of the striker, wasn't it? Yeah, I should have saved it for here. Oh, stupid. Alright, well, that's what I get for using the striker early. And for finishing a combo, I could have just backed off. Nice, brother. Congrats. Ring 4 or ring 5? Evening, John. Rank 5 ascended. Yeah, then that makes sense, doesn't it? Who are my current podiums? I've only used 3 champions, so those. It's Blue Marvel, Reed, and Northstar. That Domino Striker takes so long, bro. Corvus, be a dear, won't you? Buddy. Oh, that wasn't... That's fine. That's fine. Staying alive is important. That probably wasn't smart. Okay, throw. Recovered. No. Thank you. Hit him. Woo! Ah, we're not gonna have time. we had time. That's okay. We got to 22, so we improved. Hey, Cyber. Thanks, Harry. I'm glad you're liking him. Yeah, it was time for another skill defender. And honestly, like he's not going to be like the new skill defender, right? He's not as hard as Bullseye, he's not as hard as Yelena. But our goal with him was to reinforce things, and I think he does that. I mean, you say we have 40 vision, but all it takes is the first person to bring Cassie, and we go, no. Yeah, that makes sense, Timo. It feels like it's slower than some of the others. Yeah, we specifically wanted to leave slow open for mutants since Bullseye didn't. It's wild to have done all of that work and get the first two of these. I know they're bugged, I know they're looking at it, but dear God. Ben, could you cool it a little bit? I have streamed so much towers, and every time you've shown up, you've been like, you got this, man, go do towers. I'm like, let me be. I've streamed almost all of my towers. There's plenty to watch. All right, I'm going to do a little bit more with Blue Marvel, see if I can play it a little more intelligently, as I'm used to it. Hey, Double P. Come on. How kind of you to just refuse to play into either prompt at the same time, Corvus. Oh, whoa, I didn't even hit him at all. Okay, well that sucks. Rip. Ah, hey Jude. Welcome, Evie. Don't you poke me like that, Uber. It's funny. It's like people want to see more towers. I am glad that Towers is doing well with people. I will also let y'all know when I feel or when I'm unsure about what content I want to do. You really have to go so early to get that special punish correct. That heavy timer was late. Oops. Whew. Almost messed that up. Whew. Throw it. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. No. You jerk. No. Throw it. Ah. Rip. Bravo, Adam, on surviving 2 sleep timers. That was good. Hmm. I have a lot of chat to catch up on. Jeez. Um, does the perceived strength of a class affect champion releases? Like if one class is weaker, will they get more love? Not really. I would say it's not really about strength. It's more about, do we feel like there are answers, right? Um, we think about it more in terms of like, does every class have the defenders it needs right now for new characters in the advantaged class to have targets, right? Is Mystic in a good enough spot defensively that Science has targets? If not, we need to start looking at putting out a little bit more on the Mystic side for defense, right? Alternatively, after we ship like a Bullseye or a Serpent, then we're going to be looking at things like, does Mutant have the tools to answer Bullseye? Does Mystic have the tools to answer Serpent? How answered do we want them to be? right? Those are the kinds of things that we focus on. Bluntly, we don't really care if players have a favorite class or a least favorite class. It's a lot more about the ecosystem between them, if that makes sense. Gentle is very good against him, yes. Hey, Double B. I have not seen Dexter, but that's cool. I'm looking him up real quick. Oh, that guy. Okay. That'd be interesting. He doesn't. I mean, I'm looking at it. I guess from a real world perspective, that's pretty close to the jaw that Blue Marvel should have. I guess they just give him hair or something. Or, I don't know. Blue Marvel could be bald. That's cool, though. It's kind of interesting. Welcome, Jude. Welcome, Vital. Yeah, the solo objectives are bugged. The team is looking at it. Yeah, Cassandra works pretty well, except for the whole evade thing. But yes, you can work around it for sure. Like Bitter said. It's funny, Binzer. But I'm glad you're not. I'm glad you feel like there's going to be something cool for you. Yeah, it is not missing health regen, correct? Yeah, no, I got you, Big. I recognized him instantly from memes and such. I just haven't seen Dexter. Do I think there's any disparity right now? I do think Mystic is probably due. Mystic has kind of been due, right? Like there's a reason that Nico was annoying. The thing is that like all six of the classes are constantly in a state of soon. Like even Cosmic, which is the one that people point to with like, oh god, like there's so many massive Cosmic defenders. Yeah, but we've also shipped a lot of powerful Mystics, and so like Cosmic will probably need something soon because we didn't swing that hard with Imperiosa. There's always something. So some clarification. Why is it that I got 20 bars with a rank 4 Tiger and results in 1.6 million, but I put 20 bars with an R4 Kushala that gave me only a million? You sure that neither had tag bonuses? Congrats, Kuzin. That's awesome, dude. Oh, great. Overlapping bucks. We love to see it. It was promised to come earlier than usual? By who? I always forget that Enchantress has the heavy tech. I need to use that more. Wow. That's fine. That's fine. We got 8. The funny thing is I definitely shouldn't have used a couple of those spells, and I'll do it differently next time. That's really weird, Samuel. I don't have an answer for that one. Welcome, Other Vital? Okay. I definitely don't remember anything like that coming up internally, Harry, and Mike doesn't really have the power to promise that, to be honest. I don't think there was supposed to be a date attached to that. Oh, okay. Same vial, but hadn't followed over here. Gotcha. I appreciate you. Also, for the record, I don't know all of the spells. I just know the patterns. I rediscover how to play Enchantress every single time. I get it, Bitter. It's definitely annoying when it happens. Nobody wants to be Icarus, the Greek one, not the Eternals one. Sir. Okay, probably should have knocked Corvus down before throwing that special too. That was a lot of very annoying zeros. No. Ah! I just messed up my ramp by throwing early. I just should have finished it. Okay. Oh, you know what? At some point, it probably does make sense to switch over to the Nullify one, just for Mystic Dispersion. If I was really going to min-max this. Yeah, it's okay. We're not going to get another special 2 out of this. Cool. Take care, BK. It depends, Harry. Um, it's a relatively complicated calculus problem. Because if you go to 4 of each spell, you are doing more damage, but you also took longer to be doing the damage. All right, so the one that we don't want is antipathy. That was annoying. Oh, that's really annoying. All right, so up, down, and left, but not right. Sure, I'll give Vox a go. I want to feel like I've done Enchantress right, though. All right, I will go 4 this time. See how it feels. Okay, next one is down. I'm gonna go ahead and get that in. I'm gonna mix up the damage types a little bit to try and help. With going over bars. And I know we lose the shocks, but the idea is just to have some diversity. Come on, buddy. Throw it. Thank you. Yeah, I have had Enchantress fights before in Coliseum where I do think that it has been the correct move to only go to 3 of each. But 4 does seem right here. Mm. That was very annoying. Throw it. Oh, you jerk. Throw it. Yep. All right, I'll take 19. Although I probably would have gotten 21 if I had realized I'd crossed 2 bars again there and thrown that instead. I've lived long enough to see a Marvel video game be compared to a calculus problem. Dude, so many things in MCOC are calculus problems. Area under the curve is like the correct way to think about DPS all the time. I'm gonna ignore that one, Pincer. Way too early for that. I don't really answer those anyway. Not sure what's up with Kashala. That is weird. Is it possible you just leveled up, Samael, and didn't realize? There it is. There's the button. Jeez. She did well. That would make sense, Uber. Yeah. Got 16 bars with a rank 5 null. Not sure I'll be able to beat Tiger's 20. Yeah. Let's throw in null. For nothing else than to level. Whoops. Sure. Let's throw a striker here. Why not? That's totally what I intended. That was done. Worked out. Doesn't really matter if you take damage on the way up with null. You jerk. Okay. 2 more. 2.5 minutes is about par for the course, but you can definitely ramp faster if you get lucky. Jerk. Oh, we had 2 minutes? Sometimes I want to use words I don't use on stream. Yeah, the podium levels can absolutely matter. Okay, and that still didn't replace him. Wait, that's not what I meant to do. But sure, let's do another Blue Marvel run. Why not? Yeah, the funny thing about diminishing returns is that if you don't really care to understand it, it's incredibly simple. You get diminishing returns. That's it. That's the whole thing. But if you want to actually know how it works and start making decisions with the math, then whoo boy. Oh yeah, that was not a particularly lucky null fight. I know he can do better. Null is generally insane in any simple fight. And like there are demands to this fight, but for the purposes of Null's game plan, it's very simple. Didn't want to throw special 2 there. Ooh. A double annoyance. Alright, let me get to the special 3. Yeah, but we didn't want it to be Performa heavy for this one because it was just like too much already what the fight's asking. And then it's not really a prompt. Oh, you jerk. That was dumb. I don't know what the heck I was doing. That's fine. That one wasn't great. Yeah, and that's kind of the point, Samuel. We didn't want to double up. We can play with Paviter. Welcome, King. The freaking death immunity came back at the most annoying possible time. Oof. Okay. Not great. We got a little lucky there. Throw it immediately, maybe? No. Yeah, the chance wasn't high enough. That's certainly effective, though. We really need to figure out the power steal thing at some point. Actually, I know how to solve the power steal issue. Oh, that would be so annoying to code. Oh. Hmm. I'll think about that later. Thanks for the follow, Bill. Yeah, no, the charges are just Corvus cannot be knocked out. That is a long discussion, Rutherford. And I have talked about it before, but I think I'm going to decline to get into it today. So, when I say the power steal issue, Bitter already knows this, but what I mean is not that you stop stealing power from your opponent. That's important. That's necessary, right? What I mean is the fact that a lot of mystics are balanced around the power they gain from power steal and they stop working. Similarly, that a lot of techs are balanced around the damage they deal with power burn and they stop working. You don't still gain it. Not really. Like, I don't know if you were watching there, but like it was much, much harder for me to get to 2 bars with Paviter after 10. With Enchantress earlier, it was much, much harder to get to 2 bars if we didn't have Mystic Dispersion up. That's why the Nullify and the Atrophy spells were so good. You technically, like, a power gain triggers. Or, okay, yeah, you follow. But for those curious, a power gain does trigger. It's just that its potency is 0. So I am going to schedule a message to myself for tomorrow about this. And I said I was going to schedule it, and then I hit send. Sometimes I'm stupid. All right. Tomorrow. Yeah, because the way that those kinds of effects are coded, right, is the power burn or the power steal is actually the take away power part. And then there is like an uninteractive power gain for power steal, or a burst of damage for power burn, but both of them happen when the power goes away based on the power that goes away. It is two effects, two lines of code that fire one after each other, and the second one is always based on the first, which is a problem because do you actually want the second one to always be based on the first? And to be clear, if we change this, I'm not sure that we even like would this be something we would just do in Coliseum? Probably. Hey, Anion, how's it going? What is your Paviter score, out of curiosity? But, like, how could we change it just in Coliseum? And I have some ideas about that, too. But, like, right now, it, yeah, whatever. This is what our tech request meetings are for, which are incredibly freaking dry to most of y'all, probably. But probably way too interesting to others. And, yeah, I don't know. They're neat meetings. I'll submit a request. 18? Nice. I think I can beat 18. How you doing, dude? Whoops. Yeah, I was way too late on that one. Ah. Oop. Few frames too early. In 5 years, I've had champions released in March 4 times. I know. I dipped out of it for Black History Month this year, but otherwise. Okay. Yeah, if you got lucky, he could do 30. Because it is basically just all the power steal, but he really has to play ball. Bitter, we should probably also have a conversation about the heavy pause of the prompt. It feels to me arguable that when the prompt comes back, that it should also be paused. Because it says during heavy attacks, but it only pauses if the prompt is already active when the heavy attack happens. If you're in the middle of a long heavy attack, you're kind of out of luck. That's funny, Clubs. Off the top of my head, who? If you're asking about like the various March champions, it would have been Kate first year, then Serpent, then Jean, and then I missed this year, haha, with Blue Marvel in February. And then now there will be a Redacted in March next year. Okay, let's get this podium to level 3. I'm gonna try somebody else. Yondu's cheating. Okay, somebody said Vox. Let's do that. Thanks, 2NA. Heyo. That right there is peak Vox gameplay. Also known as being way too greedy, but getting away with it. Nope. There's the not getting away with it. See? That's alright. Yeah, I'm very happy with how Jean turned out. Oh, why is it on first hit? Tisk tisk. Did that really say 220 or 22,500? Oh, that's funny. Nice, Globs. Yeah, I can see how it lines up with him. It's just the. Yeah. Feels like a fair amount this week is going to be who gets good runs. Because you could do everything right and get stuck at 18. Yeah. How's it going, Hoosier? I hope so, Uber. Because missing the inventory counts has been so annoying. I am right there with you. Okay, let's go ahead and do an eco run. Why not? Available for Ascension does not mean buff, is the short answer. The medium answer is we probably could have found something to give Mysterio, sure. But we didn't have time to do it. Does Nico have a cap? I'm pretty sure she does. I can't remember what it is right now. We're going hunting. It's probably 20. That feels reasonable. Well, it's not 20. Maybe it's 30. Ouch. You jerk! He finally did a full combo. All right, let's try that one again. Both, Retin. It was a deliberate design decision to give him a cooldown because he has a canonical cooldown. Felt wrong not to. Yeah, it has been asked. I am grateful I still hate seeing him on defense. Yeah, he'll have some legs with Ascension for sure. The weird part is that, like, I'm chasing these Furies, and they kind of don't matter. Because the node does a flat amount of damage on the Soul Barb. Which is why the numbers are so pretty. But it doesn't really matter what my attack rating is to a certain extent with both Pavita and Nico here. I actually don't think Mysterio needs more utility. I think he has more utility than people remember. It's just very annoying to use. Whose decision was it to add callouts in Spanish? Mine. It's not like Bitter objected, but that one was me. Oh, I would definitely change some things with Mysterio given the chance, yes. Yep, that's fine. It's complicated though because the things that I don't like about Mysterio, I think need a bit more help. Um, like I feel like he needs iteration and play testing, right? I don't think he's done in a sense, which it's probably comes across as shade, but like that. That's not even how I mean it. Like the design philosophies were a little different back then. Is anyway. All that stuff aside, um, I feel like some things would need to go up and other things would need to go down for him to really be in the right spot. But I like numbers wise, he's kind of fine, right? You go to special 3, he hits really hard. Cool, yay, fine. Like balance wise, he's okay, and I'm putting that in heavy quotes. But I don't think that the kit is. If we were playtesting him right now, and Mysterio showed up in a playtest tomorrow, right? And let's say that we had a couple more weeks of playtesting, there have been kits since I've been at Kabam where we've gone into like the second playtest and been like, dude, this is kind of done. Like I think it's pretty much tuning from here, but like congrats. Like, yeah, this is great. I would not have that response to Mysterio. I would be like, I don't know. It's like the special one loop on defense is kind of interesting, but it doesn't really feel usable for regen on offense. The heal block's base duration feels too short, so it doesn't quite feel usable without you sacrificing other things to get it. The power drain is potentially extremely strong, but again, you have to sacrifice so many things that it's like you have to balance him around how strong his power drain is, but it's also a pain in the ass to use. The poison again is theoretically very strong, so you have to balance around that. But I think there's too many deltas. There's too many moving parts. There's too many things that are entirely based off of his resources without floors, right? Like that's feedback I've given to some of my coworkers sometimes, where it's like, I actually think it is bad if a character's entire kit is scaling from 0 to X with some resource. I think it is normally much safer for them to like have X and scale from there to Y based on the resource, right? Give me a baseline and let me improve it. Like you can see this all over my characters, right? And literally Nico, right? Her special one burst has a baseline and then goes up. I think that is generally healthier, and I think I would want to experiment with that on Mysterio. But if that made him too resilient, I would also want to pull some things back a little bit. See, you're kind of proving my point, Samael. It's not just heal block and power drain. He also has ability accuracy protection. Very good ability accuracy protection. And he technically has a very strong regen, but it's difficult for him to use it safely. And that's my point. Like, there's a real chance that when we eventually get to Mysterio, because of the way that live service games work, we won't actually do that much to him, right? That we'll just kind of like tune up the heal block duration and call it a day, right? Like maybe say that he only loses X minus one gas when he lands a poison by default or something. We could get away with that, sure. But I hope we have time to put him back in the oven a little bit more. Because I think there's something there. But it would require more testing. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, we're doing okay. I'll put up more points later. But I think it's time for me to go to bed. Now that I've waxed Rhapsodic. Rudravora, I swear to God. Were you listening for the last 20 minutes? We just talked about this. That was really funny. Thank you for that laugh. Yeah, exactly, Pincer. I was gone for the last 10 minutes. Okay, then that's really funny. No, Mysterio's not getting buffed. Not at this time, anyway. All right, thank you, everybody. I'm going to close down the YouTube one and find somebody to raid on Twitch. Catch you soon.